Thanks to EA for making this video possible. Hey guys, my name is Angelia. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're not, welcome back. And as you can see, that's been going on with The Sims 4. If you've recently opened the game, there is a Sims 4 summer sale going on right now. If you guys want to use my code that was just on the screen, please feel free to do so. There's obviously no pressure to do it, but I thought I would mention it just in case of whatever. So we are doing a build, kind of. You guys have already seen me make this build. This is the Allison Argent house from Teen Wolf, but you guys did vote on it to be our next 100 baby house. I'm trying to do a floor plan and it has been making me crazy since yesterday. I've been trying to figure it out and this is all I've got. I did kind of map out the upstairs because obviously we're going to have some bedrooms up here as well as probably an activity center like in here like we do in the current house with Peggy. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe another bathroom or something. I genuinely don't know. Thankfully, we have a little bit of more time because she is still pregnant with the heir as of right now. So we do have time, but I started working on the next heir's bedroom. This went through a lot of changes. Also, there is no webcam because OBS is like refusing to load my camera and I was so sick of sitting there trying to click and make it work. So I just gave up for the moment, but I feel like for a build video, it's fine. I also want to take this moment to just kind of chat, I guess, and live build with you guys while I'm trying to go through this freaking house. I was really wanting to use these colors in this bedroom, so that's kind of why it took on this pastel shade. Initially, it was like browns, and then I was like, you know what? I really like this one, so that's what we're going with. You'll also see this pattern repeated over here in the dining room chairs and whatnot. Again, still not sure where I want to put stuff. I do have this door over here, though, so that's going to play a role. But yeah, so what is this? What is this? I put a marbles game out here. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm just gonna put this on the table for right now before I forget where it is. But yeah, I also want to take the moment to kind of chat with you guys because like sometimes life gets a little bit crazy and I feel like it's also important to remember that we are all human and going through a very human experience. Aside from, you know, the world just kind of being crazy, our life has been hectic. I mean, do I want to put this here? But they don't snap. That's kind of frustrating. Okay, whatever. We're gonna work on this bathroom then and see what I can do over here. I did kind of make the shower separate. This was an archway, but the lighting was just absolutely horrendous. So we decided to go against that. These are not doors though. These are indeed windows. Thankfully you can't see through them, so I don't feel like too weird about putting a shower in there. But anyways, life has been lifing lately. If you guys have been around for a hot minute, at least since like February, you know that we being my husband and I, we were pregnant. Super excited about that. And then it didn't work out. It did not pan out for us. We were completely devastated, obviously, because that is not anything that we expected would happen to us, but life happens. I don't really know how I want to do this, but yeah, so life happens. We have been trying since then, and it just has not. Well, maybe we could do it like that, but I also kind of want to put the sinks and stuff there. Maybe we could put it there instead. I don't really know. I haven't really thought this layout too much. I've just been kind of meddling with it here and there. This door should not interfere with that, so it should be fine right there. Anyway, we've been trying since then. Nothing has come of it, and it's just been incredibly frustrating. I am on pretty much half of the month. I am on various medications to try and make it happen, and it's hard for me to focus. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, in terms of making content and stuff. That's why stuff has slowed down so considerably. I genuinely cannot focus my brain, and there's so much going on that a lot of the times I'm either sitting here staring off into space or I'm thinking about doing it and then I just never do. And I don't enjoy it. It's not something that, like, you know, I want to have happen. Obviously, I want to be posting and everything, but sometimes life has to take precedence. I'm also trying to pick a counter color. Ooh, this is not bad. I'm kind of trying to keep things. I might have to get rid of that big freaking window. It's not working out for me. I don't like it there. I really wanted to make like a big old counter space, but maybe I can just like cut it down and maybe just like plop little end pieces instead. That way it doesn't cut into it. I feel like that can work. I'll probably get rid of these windows because I'm gonna want to put a mirror, obviously, because this is a bathroom. I mean, I could do it this way and put the mirror there, right? That doesn't look too horrible. Right? Just tell me it doesn't look bad. No, not that anyone can tell me that it looks bad right now, but let's go. That is not mirrors, Angelia. Good job. Why is this camera bouncing so much? It's not like I'm on like a weird incline here. But yeah, sometimes life just has a way of taking over, and again, that's not what I wanted to have happen. Obviously, things would be much different if Scott and I had gotten to pick what happened with everything, but that was not the case. Okay, yeah, I'm getting rid of these windows. I don't like them there. it's messing up my whole vibe here, and I'm not a fan, so we're getting rid of that. I wish this was bigger. Like, some of these windows, some of these mirrors are so freaking small. I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't think I like that for that. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels a little wonkalicious, and I don't like it. We're gonna put that there. I don't know what wonkalicious means, but I think I was going with wonky, and it was a thing. It happened. So, yeah. God, I always use this mirror. I'm trying to branch out. So, what other mirror can I freaking use that won't be that mirror? Let's go with this one. It's fine. Let's try to bring in color through here. I'm kind of going with like a pinky theme, I guess, with her. With our next heir. I don't even know what she's gonna be into. Obviously, she's gonna be into jewelry because that's kind of what we decided on. No, that blends with the tile. We're gonna keep it that color. That way it matches with that, which means we need to get a little sink action in here. Oh, this is a pretty one, but that's the one with like the stuff in it. Yeah, that'd be weird in here, so we're not gonna go with that. That one works. That one's fine. Let's maybe... Oh, we can match it. That's perfect. I like that. Okay, this is not too bad. It's gonna irk me that there's not two. So I'm just gonna put in two. I know it's weird, but like, say in the end if she does get married, then they have his and her sinks, and like, it works out. So that's what I'm going with right now. I should probably put like a little trash can right in there, because she's probably gonna have babies in this room, and I'm gonna need like a bazillion freaking trash cans for diapers. So I'm just gonna kind of put this in the corner right there. I'm gonna change the color to be kind of pinky. Works for me. Can this be pinky? No. So I'm going with like wood tones and pinky tones, I guess, is what is happening here. This is sticking with like the gold theme of like this appliance. It's not even an appliance, it's plumbing. But yeah, so I also have another appointment coming up for my doctor to talk about what's been going on again and seeing where the next steps lie. Chances are we're probably going to have to go to a specialist, which again is not something I ever thought would happen for me, at least, which I know sounds very naive and maybe silly, but like I genuinely thought that we would be able to do all this on our own, and it turns out we can't. So we're going to get help as soon as we can for it, while also remaining realistic about goals and whatnot. Because again, I don't want to lose sight of, you know, playing The Sims for you guys, and like, what do I do with this one? It's like it's a different one. Wait, why is it going to the wall like that? I don't like that at all. Like, if it's gonna snap to the wall, then it should snap to the wall and not disappear into the wall. So let's go back to this one. I'm gonna move this slightly over, just to give a little bit of more leeway right here with that rug. I feel like that makes sense. Get a matching rug over. Yeah, you know what? I actually kind of like the lighter version. I think that looks a little bit... Why is this glitching? I don't know what my game is doing lately. It's a little bit weird, but we're gonna roll with it. It's gonna be great. I'm just hoping that this build turns out the way I want it to, because I have no plans for it, really. I don't quite know what I'm doing at the moment. I might get rid of this rug, actually. Let's look at like this one instead. Does it come in like a... God, that blends in perfectly. There we go. We have like a peachy color. That's exactly what I want. I'm trying currently to line these up so they kind of meet right here. There we go. I feel like that looks better. And then I can get rid of this one. I just want some more pink accents in here. We're gonna put the bath mat back right there, so like you can step out and actually be on the bath mat. I like how I keep looking at my camera, by the way, even though it's not freaking working. Because why would it work, right? Okay, I think that's the basics are in for the bathroom. I will worry about like making it pretty later, but I just want like the basics in there. Now I am going to put in like the bassinets. I could not remember the name, just so we do have them. But yeah, that has mostly been what has been going on with Scott and I, and like trying to figure out where we go from here, I guess. It's Yeah, it's been a little bit hectic, but it is what it is. I don't know if she'll be able to get to them right there. Maybe I put babies over here. I'm gonna give her 2 just for now, because if we do end up with twins, then at least we will have 2 bassinets ready to go. I feel like that makes sense in my brain. I put a TV here. Maybe I'll put a TV like on the wall. Obviously, I don't know how she'll afford this unless we just say like Peggy gave her some money to afford it. Ooh, oh, there's a black cat. Black cats are my favorite. I don't really like the frame around this TV, but like I love the black cat. That's really cute, but it doesn't quite fit what we're going for here. So we're not gonna use it even though I want to. Why is it only like a few designs on this one? That one's very frustrating for me. I mean, there is this that has a light behind it, but I feel like that's too fancy shamancy. Maybe we'll just go with one of these. I like this wood color in particular. No, we'll go with that. We'll go with the Aurora Borealis. That kind of works. It doesn't really work, actually. I guess we're gonna go with the autumn trees because the yellow kind of fits in a way. Again, I will worry about decorating things at a later date. I am going to move these candles. Oh, that's not what I wanted to move. I wanted to move these candles. We're gonna put these here for right now. Just for something, a little oomph. We'll put that one there too. Make it pretty. I'm gonna change the color of the candles to red, just again to bring in some pink. I will be putting in curtains as well, probably, especially here, just because like you don't want people looking at you while you're in the freaking bathroom. This is also going to be a bathroom, so I'm going to plop some stuff down in here. Okay, I got some of the basics. I don't know why this shower is glitching. I might have to switch out this shower, to be completely honest, because like I don't like that it's bugging that much. That's a little frustrating. Do we have... I'm assuming it was this one that I was using, wasn't it? Yeah, that's so weird. It's not doing it all the time either. It's just doing it very sporadically, but we're just going to get rid of it and pick something else, as much as I don't want to, because I really wanted to use that one, but it's a little bit buggy. And yeah, maybe we go with like a blue and maybe do like the more blue theme in the bathrooms. I feel like that works. Okay. Whoops, let's not do that. We're gonna move this. I always also have this thing about I want my showers in like a corner because like to me that makes sense because like this should be up against the wall because it's, you know, it's plumbing and plumbing goes through the wall. So I feel like that makes a lot of sense to me. I actually clicked out of my freaking game. So ignore that much, but yeah. I think for what I want to do, unless maybe I move the door here, but I kind of really like those mirrors being there. I'm trying to figure out a configuration here of how this would work. That can go there for sure. If I keep that there, and then I just grab these little M pieces, because like we don't need a bunch of space in essentially a guest bathroom, I can plop that there. The babies can be bathed here, like any infants and such, but I will have an infant room somewhere. This was a makeshift living room. I might keep it as a living room just because I don't really want to close this off with the stairs being here. And so we might do that. I don't know. And maybe put like a room here somewhere for the babies. I don't also currently have a spot to put all the portraits, like all the photographs that we have of past kids and whatnot. So I might have to make a basement. I don't know if I will. I will have to play around with that because if I do, obviously it would be under the house, clearly. But like, I don't know where I would want the door to be to get into the basement is my point. It'd probably have to be like right here or right here. Or maybe here would actually be okay too. Like I could maybe like make like a little spot here. I don't know. I'll play around with that. Currently, again, I just want to get some light floor planning going, but this should work right through here. That should be fine. Do we have a blue color? We do have a blue color. I kind of like this one. That one's really, really pretty. Let's go with that. Obviously, I'll also put the toilet thing underneath that and this just to make it matching. You guys are seeing like my thought process in real time when I'm decorating, which it's not much of a process, I'll admit. Also, I can't put a mirror here because of that window. I'm realizing I don't really need that window there. Let me see what it looks like without it. It's not terrible without it, like, to be completely honest. But like, if it was to be separated like that, how silly does that look? Slightly silly, but not like super bad. It's not great. We're just gonna leave it like that. It's fine. Maybe I'll put like a mirror on this wall or something and they can use that, or like right here. Like a full length mirror could work instead of putting it above the sink, which I know is pretty customary, but listen, beggars can't be choosers right now, and I'm apparently failing at putting a mirror somewhere. Oh, I don't think I like this mirror at all. Okay, we're gonna go with that mirror. It doesn't come in great colors, but that's I mean, this one could potentially work, but I kind of wanted it like about this height. Like I didn't see, I keep clicking on that one. I mean, this one could work. Does this come in any decent colors? No blues, but there is like a slightly pinky one. Oh, there is kind of a blue. I think maybe we could do this one instead, actually. Let's go with this one. Just so it kind of is matching everything else that's in this bathroom. That works. That's fine with me. Again, we're just trying to get bare basics down so I kind of know where things are going to go. So again, this is going to be master bedroom with a bathroom and everything, and babies will be in here. Guest bathroom on the ground floor. Up here will be kids and teenagers. This time, obviously, I'm being smart and keeping her bedroom downstairs because... Yep, that was a disaster last time. Okay, I need to figure out where I'm going to put the kitchen because like I feel like once I get the kitchen down, I can kind of figure out where everything else is going to go. This area feels like so jagged to me in terms of plopping a kitchen here. Maybe we could actually put the kitchen over here and then put like the infant's room over here. Maybe. That was not what I wanted to do. Anyway, let me maybe draw out a room here because that might be big enough for like an infant's room. Initially, I was going to have a room already ready to go for when Peggy inevitably moves in, but we don't know when that will be. So, and if I do end up making a basement, we can kind of do what we did with Blake and put it in the basement and whatnot. I almost feel like the infant's room is going to be bigger than this room. Little infant / toddler room. But obviously, like, that is probably the most important room to get done. And then maybe the kitchen. I don't even know what, like, theme I want to go with in this room. I know she's probably going to be a jewelry maker. I'm almost wondering if there's any point to putting the cribs down because, like, I don't use them. I tend to just leave them on the floor in the playmat. But I'm gonna put them down, obviously. I'm not gonna be mean to the babies, but like I don't typically use them too much. I'm going to plop down 2, and now I need to get some toddler beds because obviously we need toddler beds. So I think I'm going to use 3. We haven't really used 4 at once, and I have 4 in the room currently, so maybe we should stick with like 3 for now. See how that pans out. Oh, I'm gonna need a potty too, I'm realizing. Crud. Okay, so I have some cribs down, I have the potties down. The blocks and stuff I will probably bring from the current house, to be completely honest, just so I can have them. Let me move these out really quickly. I feel like that's almost too much space in between. I feel like that's a little crazy. Let's maybe put these over here, and then I can maybe put these guys over here like that. Maybe can she still get in there if they're like that? I don't know. Maybe we'll do it this way instead. I feel like that can work. And then we could perhaps do like potties over here, or I could do like a little reading nook right there. We'll see about that. Again, I'm just trying to get some stuff mapped out and then I'll figure out the rest. Don't know really where I want the door to be 100%. I feel like having it in the middle of the wall just looks so freaking weird. I think that's just like my OCD not liking having a blank wall right there. Like it's very trying on my brain at the moment, but it's gonna have to work at this present time. Maybe I move it slightly this way and I can give us room to put something here. I don't know what. Maybe we'll put some of these here and like, you know, decorate. That could kind of work, right? Move it slightly over one more like that. Maybe just like that. Definitely need something here to kind of break up this giant blank wall because I do not care for that. That's not too bad. I could potentially put like the dining room in here. Actually, I don't know if that would work. I think the chairs would not be situated properly there. I don't feel like I need another bathroom downstairs, even though I could potentially put one here, but I don't feel like we need it. What I could do, let me see these walls here. Maybe we do this. Okay, bear with me. This is how it was before, and then I got rid of it. I was like, I'm just gonna open up everything so I can see what I'm working with. If we do that, I could potentially put the kitchen here and then maybe put like an archway here to get into that area. Like if I just plopped that right there, and they can get into it from over here. See, why is the lighting always so weird on archways? I don't get it. I genuinely do not understand this. That's so frustrating. Because obviously I don't want it to look that way. And this wall is ginormous. So like I want a decent door right here. Do we have? I mean, I could just put a sliding door right here. It's not the worst idea. It's not my first choice of a sliding door. I think this is the... Oh my gosh, that is way too large. That is... Yeah, no. This one could work. I don't hate that. I kind of like the idea of it being open so you can kind of see. But then again, the lighting! Why? Why does it do this? I don't understand. Okay, listen, we're going with this one. It doesn't mess up the lighting in there, and... Yep, it's... That's fine. Maybe put the kitchen right through here. Perhaps block off the kitchen right here. Like this. Let me move this light before I do that. Do it like that. That's not too bad. Obviously, I will be changing the color and everything. Again, thankfully, I have a lot of time before this house needs to be done, so... This will probably be readjusted several more times by the time you guys end up seeing it. But for now, this would give us like a decent kitchen space right through here. I can kind of keep this just here. Don't know what I'm going to do with this empty space over here. I could maybe put something right here. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I hate designing floor plans because I really like open floor plans. So like having other things is always really a struggle for me. It sounds so silly, but it is. What if I go with like a light pink color? But you know what? With this, let me actually relook at my options here. So I could actually maybe make this work now and like have the larger sliding door here. Lighting's still a little bit weird, but listen, it is what it is, I guess. It's not gonna fix itself. It's just going to be that way. Maybe we go with like an open door. I mean, there is still obviously the archway option. I don't know what I want to do right here. Having this closed door might be better. I really like the idea of it being open, but the lighting is so wonky and I don't know how to fix that. Is there even a fix for that? Probably not, because this is The Sims, so why would there be a fix for that? Maybe we could plop this here, pull a wall slightly there, this here. I will probably change these counters because I want everything to kind of match the theme I'm going with, which is apparently like pastel and like pink, but maybe end that right there. We don't need like a super ton amount of like, I don't even know what I just said. A lot of kitchen space, but draw that there just to kind of block it off. There we go, get some light in there. I realize that looks weird. I might put like a column like right there just so it kind of matches with that and there's a little bit of a separation because I kind of want to keep the staircase railing instead of walling it off like I usually do. I mean, granted, maybe I shouldn't put that there. Maybe I should put the fridge over here, leave it that way, turn this here, and then just bonk that. I will leave that there. Oh my gosh, now the coloring's completely different for that. That's interesting. Well, now it's gonna be that color for the moment. We'll see how I enjoy that in a little bit, but right now that's okay. I'm not sold on this whatsoever. Oh, why am I like this? Why do I not like that at all? What if I did this one instead? Like, I feel like that's a happy medium. There's some light going through. It's not obstructing the entire wall, and it's just kind of there. I feel like that can work out. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do right there, but I'll figure that out. Already, I want to just start changing the colors in this house. Like, I don't like that it's all one color at the moment. But over here, let's see what we can do. Obviously, this is gonna be completely blocked off. You're gonna have to go through here to get to the kitchen, which is fine. But again, I kind of wanted a bedroom over in this area that I can maybe put like Peggy. I'm trying to like make this line up so like the windows don't end up looking kind of wonky. Should probably move that light before I can't grab it anymore. Let's put that right there. Okay, so this room is now walled off. Put another light over there. This gives us enough room for like the living room area, I feel like. Granted, I could have made this a hallway right here, but I feel like that's just... we don't need that. But maybe I do it this way and put the like an entryway to the room here just to give it a little bit of a different shape out here, and that way this window is not going to drive me nuts. And that way I have an excuse right here that these windows need to be a little bit off kilter because they're an entryway to a bedroom. You feel me? So it can look like that. I feel like that works. I don't dislike that at all. I need to try to fix this lighting before I lose my marbles there. I'm gonna end up needing 2 lights. This is a really wonky shaped bedroom, but it's fine. Probably. I can maybe add like a tiny ensuite or something. I don't know. We'll see how this works out for us. I don't think I'm gonna have another fireplace just because, like, why? There's not much of a point to it. So we're gonna have that room right there. Obviously this kind of has to stay open, so this wall has to stay open, so I can't really do much through here. So this might just end up being a giant freaking empty space, and I'm not the most thrilled about that. Maybe I move that there and I put something over here. You know what I mean? Because I don't want that much of an empty space. Let's maybe make it a softer corner though, since it is in like a main area. There we go. I feel like that could work. Put the table like right here. Actually, no, that's gonna drive me nuts. We're gonna put that in the center. That's a little bit better for me. Get like another rug here. Put that there for now. Again, not sure about the color, whatever. I'm not fully thinking about that just yet. I'm just trying to get some basics down for the downstairs area. I could potentially put another bathroom over there. Do I want to? Probably not. I don't know what I'll put in there. This is gonna just be like a little sitting room, I think. Yeah, because this is not gonna fit in there. I don't know what we'll put in there. Maybe right here could potentially be the entrance to a basement. Like, this could be like a study room, like with some books and whatnot, and then we could also have the entry to the basement there. That could also potentially go right here, and I wall this off like this, but then again, I'm having that issue where I'm going to have just a straight wall, and I don't particularly care for that. That is not a shape that I particularly like. The only way I can make that work is if I were to cut this one down, but then that creates an even weirder space in here, and I don't want to do that. Although I do think that this room benefits from pulling this wall out a little bit instead of making it too weird. So maybe we leave it like that, as much as that's going to annoy me to no end. But maybe we do that. I also hate that this just like does that. I don't understand why that's still not fixed, but it's The Sims for you. What can you do? Maybe if I like put that there as like a separation. I'm not sure what I could put there. When in doubt, put random stuff just everywhere. Figure something out there, obviously. I do think that the living room works over here. It's gonna be a small little living room. Again, we don't really use it too often. I want to get some alarms though. We're actually making like a lot of progress. Yesterday I just got so frustrated with doing it that I just kind of gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna record while I work on it at some point because I feel like that's better. There we go. We got an alarm. We got the thermostat. What I could do is maybe plop a wall here, which is weird, I realize. But that should be enough room for them to get in and out. Put that there to kind of separate it. It's like, I like the idea of a hallway being here, but I don't like how closed off it is. I want this open. It's a bit too boxed in for me. Yeah, I want this open. It's too claustrophobic, especially if I'm recording. Like, trying to get into those angles is really difficult, so I don't want to put myself through that at the moment. Let me just copy her bed. Because, like, if I put this here, whoever lives in here can still get to it. But is it practical? Not really. I could put it here, maybe like slightly over, and then put some random, like a dresser or something over here so it's kind of set into there. And maybe I could plop a bathroom here. That could potentially work. Sorry, I'm like thinking out loud as I'm doing this because I'm trying to make sense of this right now. This is also an option, or like even in this little nook right here. But then it creates this awkward thing with the staircase again, because you can't have just one side of a freaking railing. So it's gonna cut through the wall. Maybe I pick a different railing and see if that fixes it, even though I really like this railing. I think it's very, very pretty. Oh, does this one cut through? It does slightly, but it's not as bad. Oh no, it definitely cuts through. It's like once you click out of it. Okay, so this one doesn't cut through. I don't even know which one I just clicked on. I just grabbed one. Okay, so it's so that means I have to change this railing up here, and it's so pretty. I don't want to change it. Okay, but it's the second row. It's a little house icon. This is my logic, just by the way. House icon, second row. So that means it's this one. Okay. It's not my favorite, but it will have to do because it does not cut through the wall, and I kind of like this. Granted, I could put the bed like here. Lines up with the window. I think they can still get into it from this side. But then I have like all this open space. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but I don't hate that. Because again, I kind of want to put an ensuite in here because this will eventually be Peggy's room. I'll figure the rest of that out at some later date. Right now I'm getting slightly frustrated with it. We're gonna put that there so I can kind of see. Yeah, we got all the shadows there taken care of. Maybe I could still use these here and then like mount the TV, or I just put the TV on something, which is probably a little bit more practical. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop this building here. It's not the best layout I've ever done, but at the moment it's okay. Eventually it'll get to the point where it looks like a normal house and furnished and all that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a life update. We're going through a lot. Again, I am constantly on some kind of medication to help us start our own little family, which is what we both really want right now, is to have that. So I don't mean to not be posting videos. Trust me, I want to. It's just, it's a struggle right now. And then our AC went out and we were in a hotel for a few days, and thankfully that's taken care of and we have air conditioning again. Because if you guys didn't know, I do live in Nevada. It has been like 110 here, so AC is kind of necessary. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate your continued support and all of that. At some point I will get back to regular 4 days a week uploads. I need to find my mental capacity in terms of editing and all of that stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!